have you here. Welcome. Nice to have you here. Thank you all for coming out tonight, and thank you all for tuning in. I'm Argus Hamilton. This is Argus Hamilton's Comedy Store Tonight. So glad to have you all here with us tonight. It's been a fun week for me. This last week for a Christmas gig, sort of like as a joke, an ex-girlfriend gave me a Kim Kardashian video game. Yeah, and I actually played it for a few hours. Now my joystick hurts every time I pee. We're glad to have everybody inside right now because, as we all know here in Los Angeles, our first major winter storm is just hours away. Thank you all so much for showing up. The whole town is hunkering down. You know, the highway signs are up in Malibu that read, "Slower homes keep to the right." Right? I know we got some football fans this time of year, and Sporting News just gave a list of the 100 greatest college football players of all time. It was last week, they listed it. Herschel Walker of Georgia was number 1. Tim Tebow of Florida was number 2. O.J. Simpson of the Nevada Department of Corrections was number 1027820. Right now, there's a big British hit reality series called I'm a Celebrity, Get Me Out of Here. And Caitlyn Jenner is on it. And last week, Caitlyn risked her life by leaping out of a plane 10,000 feet in the air to land in a remote jungle campsite. Where did she get the balls to do that? Meanwhile, it's Christmas shopping time coming up. The National Retail Federation said that Americans are going to spend $30 billion on Christmas gifts this year. Maybe things are getting a little too commercial, but luckily we have Joe Biden, who reminded us yesterday that the spirit of Christmas is all centered around the birth of Santa. Well, it's Thanksgiving week, of course, and everybody's going to be driving. 50 million Americans on the road, and a report just said there's a big increase now in the number of deaths caused by alcohol on the highway. That pretty much clears Coors Light of any responsibility. Elon Musk, did you see the rollout of his truck last week? It was embarrassing. A live to the world rollout of his new truck. Oh, I swear to God, did you see it? It looks like a Pinewood Derby car made by a kid without a dad. Last week, a college in Wales, renamed their law school after Hillary Clinton. You can't make it up. It's called the Hillary Clinton Above the Law School. Well, this year they're changing things up this week at the White House for Thanksgiving. This week, this morning, for the first time in history, the turkey pardoned the president. You know, these turkey pardons don't always work out. You know, one of the turkeys Trump pardoned last year is already back on the street committing crimes. Well, anyway, the fun thing yesterday, President Trump honored Conan the Hero Army Dog out on the front lawn of the Rose Garden for his heroic action in Syria. You know, it was a little embarrassing though when he lifted his leg and relieved himself on the lawn. But he's the president. You know, what made me laugh was they honored the dog the day before we pardoned the turkey from dinner table, right? This just convinced North Korea that we do everything backwards in this country. Special Thanksgiving joke. Okay. From Mike Schmidt. How do you keep a turkey in suspense?
That's all he gave me.
Okay. He's a little young to know 1976 punchlines, but I'll act like I hadn't heard of it. Okay. Very funny, Mike. And thanks for, screwing up the crowd on the previous line to get that cue card across. Meanwhile, Democrats right now are composing the articles of impeachment. Have you followed it? It started out with quid pro quo. Then they changed it to bribery. Then they changed it to extortion. And now it's Trump once went swimming 30 minutes after lunch. The hearings got a little creepy at times. I mean, they really did. The way Adam Schiff stares at the camera makes you think he just got spotlighted by the game warden. Now, Michael Bloomberg announced he's running for president. He promised Democrats he will not make the same mistake Hillary Clinton made when she didn't campaign in Michigan and Wisconsin. He said if he gets the nomination, he will buy Michigan and Wisconsin. Bloomberg has been criticized for sexual harassment and stop and frisk, but I repeat myself. Democrats forget that stop and frisk is how Trump got elected in the first place. Yeah. Trump didn't mess with stop. He went straight to frisk. But Bloomberg might have a real problem qualifying for the election because according to the Constitution, you have to be 35 years old, a U.S. citizen, and at least this high. Meanwhile, little personal story for you. I was Christmas shopping at the Beverly Center last weekend, and at the base of the escalator, I found a letter from a 10-year-old girl to Santa Claus. Yeah, and I read it, and she said she wanted a prince and a real castle to live in. So, anyways, I forwarded the letter on to Buckingham Palace. Yeah, I see where Queen Elizabeth fired her son. If only Joe Biden had thought of that. Yeah, that's right. Prince Andrew forfeited his salary, gave up his royal duties, and agreed to talk to the FBI. Then the next day, his birthday plans were canceled by Queen Elizabeth. He's lucky. They could have been canceled by Hillary Clinton. I just want to go on record right now and say I'm saddened by Prince Andrew's fatal car crash in the tunnel in Paris next week. But finally, this whole impeachment thing, it's centered around Hunter Biden, okay? I love the guy. He's a cokehead, a womanizer, and a grifter. The shame is the Democrats are so blinded by their hatred for Trump, they don't realize they finally have a Biden who could get elected president. I'll give him the slogan, Coke and change. We got a great show for you all. We got a fantastic show. We got Kevin Mack, Drew Lynch, and Joe Mackey. Absolutely. Thanks for being here. We got a great show. Thank you all.